Alright, today I'm just going to do a short video since I've only got 16 minutes of time left on this phone as far as storage of videos. So let me just get right into it. This is a Auto World slot car. You can buy it at your local hobby shop. It'd be about $32 or so. I found this at Hobby Lobby for $19.99. It's a better price probably because they get to buy a lot more than your local hobby shop can, and they probably worked out a deal to get these cars nationwide. Anyway, so this is a current release. It's the BRE Datsun 620 pickup, and I've cut the edge of the package off so I can just kind of open this up and get this out without too much hassle. So let's see what we got here as far as Auto World and quality. Sometimes they get lit up for quality, but you know, I don't find these to be that terrible, honestly, for the price. For $20, I mean, come on, it's not too bad. Just you have to do a little bit of tuning on these. So I see there's just a tiny little bit of flash on this roll bar on the body. I think I can just take care of that right quick, just with a little hobby knife. Just clean that off. And Auto World does a great job with these bodies on all of their cars. I mean, look at these details. It's hard to see on there, but maybe I can zoom it in just a little. I mean, look at that. That is amazing detail on a slot car. I mean, this is like die-cast quality stuff. Anyway, that was just a little piece of flash that I just trimmed off that roll bar. The body looks great, so we don't have to worry about the body at all. We're going to focus on this chassis. So here's our Auto World chassis, and no surprise, they've got a ton of this grease on the top gears. That's not surprising. They kind of overdo it, I think, with the grease, honestly. Everything looks pretty good as far as the overall assembly. A couple things that always stand out to me when I look at these is this pickup shoe. See how right behind this rivet here, you see how that shoe sticks way out? It sticks way out on both sides. Looks like this one might actually be under. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that one was just jammed up a little. But you can see how this is kind of restricted right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these shoes off, and I'm going to take a little bit off of the back of these pickup shoes so that they can swing a little easier. Another thing that I notice on pretty much universally all the XTractions is you'll see how this tire is. I'm spinning it by hand, and you can see the way it's wobbling around. And I don't know if that is their the way their people are pressing these on, or really noticeable there. See that? Now, if it's the way the wheel is pressed on, there's probably not much we're going to be able to do with this. Because that's just the way it is. If the wheel is crooked, or if the axle is ever so slightly bent, you're going to get that wobble. What I see sometimes, though, and what can be fixed, is these wheels are injection molded, so they're on a sprue like a model kit. And what they do is they'll go and they'll clip these tires off the sprue, kind of like they did with the back of the chassis here. You can see it's a little bit rough. Well, that's where they clipped it. Once in a while, you will see on this back lip right here, you will see a divot. There it is right there. Sometimes that divot is pretty big, and you can see it sticks out just a little bit. If you look right over here, this side, you can see a yellow background, you can see that divot. And that is right where they clip this off the sprue. And there's going to be one on this side here too, I guarantee you. There it is. You can see it there on the right. So, to fix that, I'm going to turn this just a little bit. I got an old Aurora power supply, and what I have here is a nail file, and I'm just going to go and run this on this power supply, and I'm going to go and just hold this file against that lip, and I'm going to take those down just a little. All right, so come back over here. Let's see if it looks a little better. Where's my yellow? There we go. All right, so I think it was right there, and you can see it's a lot better. We could probably keep going with this, but the reason that I point this out is because these tires, when you push them on, they got that little recess right there, and that is to accommodate that lip. So when you put these on and you push it all the way on, it goes on right over that lip, or that little divot on that wheel, and that can make a high spot on your tire. So by taking that down, you're going to eliminate that problem, and then you know, well, at least it's not that divot on that rim causing your wobble. Now, it looks like it might be better. I think it's still doing it a little. Maybe not. Let's see. I'm trying to do this behind this phone. It's difficult. Yeah, it's still wobbling. So we still have a problem with that rim, probably both rims, where they've been pressed on, and they're just not straight. So they're a little bit bent this way or that way when they get pressed. And these are mass produced, and this is just how it goes. It could also be that the axle is maybe just slightly tweaked because of that. That would probably show up more under power, I think. And this is an old 9-volt battery, and it seems to power this just fine. It's not bound up. So I think it's just a problem with our rims. I think we could pull these off and put on some double flanged rims and some nice silicone tires and get a lot better performance out of it. But this is just basically going to focus on what you can do straight out of the box. Another interesting thing that I saw, this is not the first one I've seen this on, but if you look right here, Auto World has put a little bit of white paint over the end of this rim. And I don't see it on, I don't see it on this side. I only see it on that side. So when they press this rim on, this end cracked down here. And it's probably from the knurl that you can see right down in here. You can see how that end of that axle is knurled, so little kids can't pull these off and swallow them. But the fact that that cracked probably tells me that they put it on with too much pressure, and that might be why everything is bent. But I'm not in Auto World quality control, so I'm not gonna sweat the details on that. But that's something I'm gonna point out that you can check on yours. So I'm just gonna get into a teardown at this point and see what we've got. And take this top clamp off. Just pop this off here. Get this out the way. And there we've got our, right there we've got our shoes, or our brushes rather, for our motor. I'm going to pull those out. Oops, now it's just going to pop out on its own, I reckon. There are some springs down here on the bottom. I'm just going to pop those out. So there's our brushes and our springs. Sorry about that. I just had to do that. So here is the bottom of our chassis. These are now glued in, these magnets, so you can't adjust those. The good news is on this chassis they are pushed all the way down. So that's good. One of the things you can do is, I noticed that some of these are a little tight from the factory as far as the spring pressure on the armature. So I'd like to take a X-Acto knife, and I'd like to just push that little silver wand that brings the power from the rails to the motor. I just like to give that a little push, and that pushes these this direction, pushes them down a little bit. And I've found that you get just a little bit more RPM by doing that. You don't want to push it too far because it will go too far very easily. Especially this one, it seems, because there's not a lot of material right here, so it's really easy to push this one too far. This one's a little thicker, so that's a little bit better. But yeah, you could go here and dig it out and pull it up this way a little bit too if you wanted. But I like to do that because sometimes they're just sprung a little tight. These are on straight actually, so no adjustment to that. And by that I mean this side here is perpendicular with perpendicular. Yeah. It's running with the same side of the chassis. I can't think of what was the opposite of perpendicular? I don't know. I can't think of it right now. I'm drawing a blank. It's Sunday. I'm tired. I've been up since 4:30. Anyway, this is pretty straight. If this plate here was crooked, you would get some binding right up in here. So it looks pretty good to me. It might be just a hair off, and you can take your hobby knife and just kind of give that a little push, and if that rivet is loose enough it will budge, but this one's pretty tight. It's not moving. But the good news is, like I say, it seems like it's all right. Okay, now that we've adjusted that, I'm going to go ahead and put these springs back in. Let me back this back out so you can actually see what I'm doing this time. Put that in there. Put that in there. I'm going to put my springs in here. And this one I'm going to put in here. Okay. All right, this is already 14 minutes. Holy smokes. All right, so this I am going to clean. I'm going to clean the grease off of that, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that later on. Right now, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of oil. I'm just going to put a little drop of oil right here, just right there. And I'm just going to wipe this gear off with my finger a little bit. And I'm going to reinstall that. And here we go. That's good. Now, I found the easiest way to get this back on is just hover it over the hole, drop it down, and then just take a little angle and a little angle like that, and then you've got your chassis reassembled. Let me put this, hook that back in there, and voila. Okay, so we've got it reassembled. Sounds okay. Put it over here. All right, sounds good. I'm gonna have to stop right now because I am out of room on this chip in this phone, so I will have to go make some more room, and I will continue with part 2 shortly.